Snapshot holds, this one is, you probably only care about if you're a system administrator, and then you might care a lot. So one of the things that people will often do is set up a system where you're taking snapshots at some periodic interval, maybe using Tim Foster's script or whatever you might have cobbled together. And then you also set up remote replication. And what you need in order for that to work is you have to make sure that the snapshots on the source and the destination both exist, so you can compute snapshot deltas. But if you've got one of these snapshot scripts running and it's periodically deleting old snapshots, you can get into a situation where a snapshot's deleted and actually you still kind of needed it. So in order to do the replication part of your work. So what you can do with snapshot holds is specify that for any purpose, and you just give that purpose a name of your choosing, I want that snapshot to continue existing until I finish what I'm doing, and then it gets taken away. So it's really just putting a hold on something. It's a very simple thing conceptually, but it simplifies a lot of scripting and makes it a lot less timing sensitive.
Yeah, and so the way it works is for a given snapshot is I can enter an arbitrary string as a tag and say, ZFS hold, Bill for that snapshot. And until the corresponding unhold command with the tag Bill comes in, that snapshot is guaranteed to be around. In the meantime, so if I say hold, snapshot with a tag Bill, and then I can say, you know what, I want to delete this. So what the delete code does, it says, all right, we'll mark this guy for deletion, but we can't because there's an existing hold on there. So as soon as the unhold comes in and says unhold Bill, it's like, it was marked for death. Now the last hold has been removed. We can go and automatically destroy the snapshot right here and right now.
Excuse me, guys. Got to wrap up in 2 minutes.
Okay, 2 minutes.
This is the last slide. So we're perfect.
Yep. Multi-mount protection, exactly what it sounds like. It's actually if I have a pool that's being shared between two hosts that are trying to fail over, is right now that works great if your failover software is flawless. If your failover software isn't flawless, sometimes you get in the case where they both try to mount the same storage pool, and there's no inherent mechanisms in ZFS right now to prevent that. And as you could imagine, two guys thinking they have independent write control of the same disks, things get real unhappy real fast. So the Luster guys have prototyped this, and they've worked on this before in some of their other projects, the ability to have a sort of heartbeat protocol on the disks themselves, so that if this little heartbeat area isn't updated in a certain amount of time, then all right, there's nobody else actively using this thing. I can go ahead and safely import it. And lastly, the separate log device that we have, the ability to offline that and eventually remove it is also being added.
And if all goes according to plan, everything that's up here that is not already in OpenSolaris will be by the end of this year.
Yeah, snapshot holds, for example, are already in there. Dynamic loan expansion, I think George is threatening to put back any day now.
Yep.
If he hasn't already, that is.
Yeah, that one expansion went back.
Oh, did it?
That's it, yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. So that's it. Any questions? Yes.
Are there any plans to bring thin-friendly pages for page reclamation?
Say that again, for what?
Thin-friendly pages, thinly provisioned ones.
Yeah. So that requires us to, we're actually working, that's another project, is that requires a new command to be sent to the disk drive. I think it's called trim on SCSI, that basically allows you to free a region of space, tell the underlying line it's no longer needed. This is actually also incredibly useful for flash devices, because when they're doing their wear leveling management, telling them, hey, you don't have to wear level this area because I'm not using it, is again very helpful for them. So we're actually extending the underlying SCSI framework to allow ZFS to have a richer conversation with the underlying devices. And trim is one of those extended conversations we want to have. Yes?
So you mentioned replication a little bit. Any work on improving the ZFS at receive functionality performance?
Yes.
I did a fairly good thing with Go 1, and I ended up having to use mbuffer to sort of get it play well with my gigabit network.
Yeah, so sorry about that. But the one of the earlier slides mentioned that the scrub performance has been drastically improved and uses prefetch and all that. Turns out that the same code that performs scrub and resilvering is also done for the traversal for send receive. So because that's been improved, send receive should go a lot faster. Did Matt put that?
That's
Yeah, that
already
is already back. So should be much better now.
I also seem to have an issue with when you're using it over IP network. There seems to be an issue with national size buffers and things like that. That if you use M buffer and just at the right size of the M buffer, you get a lot better throughput than if you just use even if you're just sending from a. If you do the send first to the file and then you just tap the file and pipe it over the network.
Yeah, so that's sort of outside the ZFS framework, and there needs to be sort of I don't know if there's options that we're adding to any of these things that will automatically send it over a little happier in that regard and do bigger message blocks over the internet, over the IP connection. I don't know if anyone's working on that or not. But we're also working on the ability to, within a given send-receive stream, to deduplicate within that send-receive stream. So if you have the same file, several times in the send-receive stream, we'll only send it over once and then send over, forward references after that.
A question from Ben Rockwood.
Hi, Ben.
When will ZFS share iSCSI switch to using Comstar targets?
Have we done that yet?
No, I tested it last week when I asked something on the list, and no one replied.
Okay, so that ZVol thing that we mentioned before, that we had, that the Comstar people had to do with ZVols in order to store all their properties, I don't think that's actually gone back yet, but that's pretty much the prerequisite to using Comstar.
Yeah, that actually did go back.
Did it go back?
Yeah, but I don't know, Brendan, are you using, which iSCSI are you using in the 7000 series right now?
The one where some of the customers are still iSCSI target daemon,
Okay,
but of course we're ramping up on Comstar.
right.
Yeah, so soon is the best I can do. I have to ask the Comstar guys when they're going to make that the default. Any other questions?
Sorry, can we take other questions later, please? We need to have a quick break and then get into the rest of the program.
All right.
So, thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Bill.